You know, you've probably seen this fish 100 times in pet stores, the striped Raphael catfish. It's popular, it's striking, but what if I told you that almost everything you think you know about it is wrong? Today, we are pulling back the curtain and uncovering the secrets of one of the most misunderstood fish in the entire aquarium hobby.
I mean, just look at it. It's like a tiny armored tank that swam right out of a prehistoric age. You've got those bold stripes, the sharp, bony plates running down its side. It is no wonder this rugged look makes it so incredibly popular. But that armor? That's just the beginning of its story.
But what if that tough guy exterior is actually hiding something? Because this fish has a whole collection of secrets about its real name, its bizarre behavior, and even its voice. Yeah, you heard me. This fish talks.
So, over the next few minutes, we're going to bust some myths, we're going to dig into the actual research, and find out who this fish really is, what it truly needs to thrive, and help you figure out if it's the right long-term commitment for your aquarium. Okay, let's kick things off with the biggest misconception of them all, its name. You might think you own a Raphael catfish, but do you know which one? Because, well, chances are it's not the one you think it is.
For decades, pet stores have been selling this fish as Platydoras costatus. But here's the shocker. From recent studies, a staggering 95% of the Raphael catfish in the hobby are not costatus at all. They're actually a completely different species, Platydoras armatulus.
So how can you tell which one you have? It's all in the stripes on its face. On P. armatulus, the fish most of us actually have, the white stripes go all the way to the tip of the snout. On the true and much rarer P. costatus, those stripes stop short, breaking before they reach the top of the head. And this isn't just a bit of trivia, it's a huge clue to its real home in the massive Amazon and Orinoco basins.
Okay, so we've sorted out the name mix-up, but what about how it acts? A lot of owners complain they never ever see their Raphael, calling it their invisible fish. Well, there's a very good scientific reason for that. And remember how I said it was a talking fish? We're about to get into that too.
The first word you need to know is lucifugus. It literally means light shunning. Now, this isn't just a preference, it's a hardwired biological command. The Raphael is strictly nocturnal, programmed by millions of years of evolution to stay hidden from light. In fact, if you see yours out and about during the day, it might actually be a sign that it's stressed.
And that connects perfectly to its second core trait, thigmotaxis. This is the biological need to feel secure through physical contact with its surroundings. It's why giving them tight-fitting caves or PVC pipes isn't just a nice little decoration. It is absolutely essential for their well-being. It needs to wedge itself into a tight spot to feel safe. Now for the cool part, the talking. The Raphael makes two totally different sounds. The first one is called stridulation. It does this by rubbing its big pectoral fin spines against its shoulder socket, creating this high-frequency grunt or bark. It's a defensive sound you might hear if it feels threatened. It'll even do it out of the water.
The second sound is drumming. It uses a specialized bony plate to rapidly vibrate its swim bladder, kind of like hitting a drum skin. This creates a low-frequency, humming sound that it uses to communicate with other catfish, an invisible fish that talks from inside its cave. How cool is that?
Okay, so we've figured out it's a misidentified, hiding, talking fish. Awesome. But what does it actually take to keep one happy and healthy for its entire life? This is where we get into the really serious side of things, the long-term commitment. First off, let's just talk lifespan. You can pretty much throw out that 10-year estimate you see on most websites. With proper care, these fish routinely live past 20, even 25 years. There are even documented cases of them hitting 30. This is not a short-term pet, folks. This is a lifelong companion, like a cat or a dog. And for it to reach that incredible age, its home has to be right. A 55-gallon tank, that's about 200 liters, is the absolute minimum for a full-grown adult. You have to provide those tight caves for its thigmotaxis, and a soft, sandy substrate is crucial to protect its sensitive whiskers. And because it's a big, messy eater, powerful filtration is a must. These aren't just suggestions, they're non-negotiable. All right, you've got the perfect tank setup. Now, who gets to live with this armored survivor? It's often sold as a peaceful community fish, but that friendly label comes with some very, very important footnotes.
This right here is the single most important rule you need to remember. An adult Raphael has a much bigger mouth than you'd think. It's not an aggressive hunter, but it is an incredibly opportunistic predator, especially after the lights go out.
The bottom line is simple. If a small fish can fit in its mouth, it will eventually become a late-night snack.
So what does that mean in practice? Think robust, medium to large tank mates, fish that can hold their own, like Oscars or Severums. What you absolutely have to avoid are the small guys, like Neon Tetras or Guppies. And here's a special warning. Never keep them with discus. The Raphael has been known to try and feed on their slime coat at night, which can cause serious, even fatal injuries to the discus.
Before we wrap this up, I have one absolutely critical safety warning. This is one of the biggest mistakes an owner can make, and it can be fatal for the fish, and honestly, pretty painful for you too. Look closely at those pectoral spines again. They're serrated, like tiny little saws. If you use a regular fish net, those spines will get hopelessly tangled up. Trying to free it will cause horrific injuries. And to make things worse, when it panics, it'll start vibrating and making that barking sound, which might startle you into dropping it. So listen to me carefully. Always, always, always use a solid plastic container to move this fish. No exceptions.
Okay, we've gone through its true identity, its secret hidden life, its long-term needs, and the serious risks involved. So let's put it all together. What's the final verdict on this incredible armored survivor?
So when it comes down to it, who is the Raphael catfish? It's a pet that could be with you for more than a quarter of a century. It's a nocturnal specialist you'll probably rarely see, but you might just hear it talking from its hideout. It's a peaceful giant, yes, but it's also an opportunistic predator. And above all, it is an incredibly hardy survivor, a true piece of the ancient Amazon right in your home.
And that brings us to the final question. After everything we've uncovered, it's not really about whether you want a Raphael catfish. The real question is one you have to ask yourself. Are you truly prepared to provide a lifetime of care for an invisible, talking, 25-year survivor? That's the question that really matters.